Welcome back to Persona 3 FES The Answer. Last time we defeated the 3 Mushas, which is the last generic shadow boss of The Answer. And I was originally going to start this video by fighting the Reaper, and I tried. It was a complete train wreck. In fact, I should probably have, that happen. Yeah, I thought I'd fail this at least once. Oh, I have to make sure that she can't attack it again. Or I could just get one. You know what? I'm not doing this. I'm waiting until I get the ultimate weapons from the 25th floor. This is just kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna wait until I've grinded a little bit and I've got some ultimate weapons from floor 25, because I'm gonna need to grind everyone to around level 70, probably not 75. Like, the next bosses are around the level 75, 76 mark, and then the final boss is 80. I'm gonna need to grind most of my party up to maybe around 73, 74 before I attempt the next few bosses, so that'll give me better odds against the Reaper anyway. Also, I might need to fuse Odin away into something else, because... So here's the thing, my strategy for the Reaper during the journey. You can also see what the final area of the Empyrean looks like. It's probably going to be a reused area. No, it's this again. Almost feel like this should have been the entire Empyrean. Now, I will say, we're not going to be progressing the story this time. My goal here is going to be... Okay, then. And that's slightly weaker than the katana Junpei already has, so that's fine. My goal here is going to be to grind a little bit, but mostly to get the gold chest on floor 25. I'm not going to be progressing any further. The boss is on floor 27, and I don't want to head there until I'm absolutely sure that I'm prepared for everything. Well, here's a fight that's going to be pretty fun. But what I was saying before regarding Odin, the thing about the Reaper is, my strategy with Thunder Rain Odin during the journey, it worked because I think I had Absorb Wind on Odin then? I'm not sure, I know I was able to get Absorb Wind on Thor, and that probably transferred over to Odin somehow, but if you are using a persona against the Reaper, you want it to be something that has no weaknesses, because if you are weak to anything, the Reaper's AI will prioritize hitting you with knockdown, and you tend to die very quickly if you're weak to anything the Reaper can do. I've been one-shotted by the Reaper's Garodine, or Margarodine on Odin before, and it's pretty ridiculous, so I'm going to try and avoid that if at all possible. And in order to do that, I may need to fuse Odin into something else, passing down both Thunder Rain and Spellmaster. Now, preferably Sibylle would be nice, because Sibylle has no weaknesses and is otherwise a pretty good persona. I'm not used to seeing that high of a damage number here, because against the Reaper we're doing around, like, 80 at most, even with all out attacks. So, yeah, definitely a cut above these things. I'll probably want to Lek Amp as well, because that's the reason why I'm doing so much damage. Let's just quickly try and finish you off. That should be fine. Actually, well, Trumpeter's weak to that, but I don't have Trumpeter currently equipped. By the way, this is actually the party that I plan on using for the boss at the end of Empyrean. Which might sound weird, but I'll explain why when we get there. It mainly comes from the fact that all 3 of them are, at the moment, they all have no weaknesses. Menes has no weaknesses naturally, and Koromaru and Yukari are the only 2 that I've got weakness-covering items for. And that's going to be helpful. Yeah, I should probably just go straight to the stairs any opportunity that I can here. I'll be doing a lot of grinding off camera. Well, preferably not a lot, because you get a lot of experience in these enemies. It shouldn't take too long. Might as well take Raphael. I'll need to be fusing some new personas eventually anyway. Seeing how our level's pretty high at this point. Another gold chest. I guess I'll take this chance. Who we got here? You're all not that high level, but I guess I'll try and take Nebulos. Yeah, let's grab you. Don't think I've ever had Nebulos in the answer before. And so let's take that. We have Goddess Boots. Wait a minute, that's Evade Magic High, isn't it? I wonder if Yukari could use that. Well, I mean, the one Mitsuru got was Evade Magic High, but let's see if this is any better / the same. Evade Pierce High. Oh, and I already have some spare Evade Magic High ones. Yeah, I'd probably rather give you that than Evade Pierce High. Wait. Gabriel in Shuffle Time? That's tempting enough to not even go for the experience card. I wanted Gabriel, but every possible fusion combination I could use to make her resulted in me losing some good personas. So you're, yeah, level 69. That's pretty impressive for just a random thing to get out of Shuffle Time. I mean, I would like to get a growth skill on you, but you're a pretty good ice user. Unfortunately, getting you out of Shuffle Time means no hard item, and your hard item is Ice Immunity, which is great for Akihiko. There we go, that's the experience I want to see. I don't think I really need Ice Break. Nah, and Tetrakarn's not bad. I wonder if they intentionally made a lot of the enemies here weak to dark just to make grinding in the final area a lot easier. Because you can just spam die for me and get through these fights pretty effortlessly and without much risk, so maybe that was a conscious decision on the part of the developers. Just to make, like I said, grinding a lot easier. Oh, you're new? Yeah, I talked about this enemy before, and oh boy, this is actually really not good. Who do I have here who has Pierce attacks? I mean, I guess a standard attack is Pierce, thankfully, but you don't have any, you just seem to have Strike. You don't have any Pierce attacks. You have Vile Assault, which is better than nothing, I guess. And you have Weary Thrust, which, well, I guess now's as good a time as any to test out if Weary Thrust is actually a Pierce attack or not. Because the game says it's Strike, but I don't trust it.
I need your help.
Moment of truth. Well, it's definitely not Pierce.
I won't lose.
And that's going to be absorbed too. Yep.
It's strong against dark.
So this thing is pretty much exactly the same as it was as the last Tartarus boss during the journey. It drains everything except Pierce and likes to inflict rage on you to, if you have any weapon that isn't Pierce type, force yourselves to heal it. And it's immune to instant death. Yeah, this thing is a pain. Thankfully, our party members know not to be stupid now that it's actually been scanned, and poisoning it might be a good idea, but that's a lot of HP.
Be careful.
Ugh. I really don't like this. However, I guess getting enraged might actually be a benefit here. Menace getting enraged, not a benefit.
Strike attacks won't work.
You already know that, but... yeah, and of course they double heal because they do 2 attacks. However, that might actually help me.
Metis is enraged.
Seriously, like, either the voice direction just didn't care, or Fuuka's voice actress recorded all of her battle lines for Metis when she was really, really bored and just wanted to get paid and leave. Okay, that's really good. Thank you so much, Yukari, for using Windbreak. Windbreak is just such a good combination with it, except now we have to deal with Metis double healing it, and resetting a lot of our efforts. And becoming a broken record. It's now a race. Can Yukari and Aigis out-damage Metis's rage healing? We're not even Auto Mataru, or Auto Maraku thanks to Trumpeter, so this isn't even the most powerful damage this attack can do. Well, good news is high counter activated. The bad news is high counter is a really bad thing in this fight. And thank you for getting out of your rage. That means you'll stop healing it. After I kill this thing once, I'm just going to ignore it from now on if I ever see it again in grinding, because it's probably not worth fighting, but I just want to just show it off at least once. It's pretty annoying that they made, the last Tartarus boss a regular enemy in the answer, and not just a regular enemy, but one that has the exact same set of resistance as it is as a boss. Then again, we know how Atlas loves to troll people with turning, infamous bosses into basic encounters. Like, apparently, and I haven't actually seen this, but apparently in Shin Megami Tensei Apocalypse, I don't know if this is a DLC dungeon or not. I think it is actually a DLC dungeon. But they basically turned one of the most infamous bosses in Nocturne, which was Mort with Beast Eye and Makakaja and Megadolon. They turned that into a random encounter and actually made it even worse than it was as a boss. Which is kind of silly, but also darkly hilarious at the same time. You gotta, well, at least, don't know if respect is the right word, but you gotta give Atlas some credit for being fully aware of how trollishly difficult their games are and exploiting it as much as possible. Anyway, well, at least that was enough for some level ups on a few people, and I guess now has pretty much no SP. And since I've only been through one floor, I should probably just escape route out of here. But I want to keep going to floor 25 at least. I just want to try. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot of grinding off camera. This is the annoying part where, in terms of me recording these videos, I'm stuck in a bit of a boring situation because I know that I can't continue on to the very end until I've beaten the Reaper because I promised to do that, and also I promised to fight the level 99 Maya, which is probably going to be even worse because I have to hunt down a purple shadow and hope it's the Maya, and also try and fight it on top of that. Thankfully, I mean, I was a little bit dumb when it came to the purple shadow earlier. If it's a big purple shadow, it's probably the Cyclopses. Because the Maya is always fought as a single enemy, at least I think. But since I promised to show that, I'm now stuck in a state of I can't record the endgame until I've shown that. So, I'm in this weird situation where I have to do some kind of boring grinding in order to continue, and we are at the very, very end of the game, and I am eager to show off the last few plot boss fights, because they're actually pretty cool. I'm especially looking forward to the last boss of the Answer. But what I'm not looking forward to is, yep, we're getting closer and closer to the moment where Yukari loses every redeeming quality. Well, that's actually pretty heartwarming that, Fuuka knows we're nearing the end, so she's thanking Ikas for all of her hard work, which is pretty cool. I guess I could take this time to talk about... I promised that I'd do this eventually, but talk about what I feel the Answer represents as a whole. But I might not have time to do that on this trip, because we're on floor 25. This is where I want to stop. So I forget if there's a warp and a save point before the end boss of this place, or if it throws you right into it, because after we actually beat this next boss, things are going to change slightly. And so I want to make sure that I'm fully ready on most of my party before we beat the next boss. Uh-oh. I revive Metis and she goes down again immediately, of course she does. And then Koromaru gets a crit, depriving her of the experience from this fight. Now that's the thing with Mahamon and Mamudon, they don't hit you that often, but when they do, they tend to be supremely annoying. Oh, and I guess Yukari just auto-Summer-Calmed her. Now, yeah, this floor does have 2 guaranteed gold chests. They can contain some types of ultimate armor as well as ultimate weapons. You know, I wonder if I should try and pick up Barong. Because I'm approaching the point where I might even be able to fuse I almost called Shiva Sheeta. No. Shiva is not a Pegasus Knight from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Anyway, so here's our first guaranteed rare chest. If there's anything like the earlier points in the Answer, there should be 2 guaranteed rare chests on this floor. The Myoho Muramasa, okay. I was actually kind of expecting that to be the Masakados, but I don't think they're that kind. They're really not that kind. But at the very least, that's a really, really good weapon. And this is exactly why I, said to avoid buying weapons from the police station at this point, because you have 2, we are currently sandwiched. As I was saying, you have 2 guaranteed rare chests with super powerful weapons in them, so no point in spending money at the police station. Okay, there should be a second one on this floor somewhere. This could also be a good place to hunt around and try and find purple shadows.
My skills have increased.
Okay, that'll make up for you missing out on... There's the other rare chest. That'll make up for you missing out on that one... phantom enemy earlier. I forgot exactly what it was called. Anyway, this chest. Grand Slasher, okay. I was worried that I'd get an extra, Junpei weapon. Because I had that luck with Koromaru's joke weapons earlier. 400 power and plus all ailments medium? Huh. That's actually pretty awesome, but 400 power is the real thing that I want here. Also, it's one of those kind of terrifying looking crescent moon dog masks. Okay, there is a save point on the 26th floor. I thought they'd give you one. That's good. So, now that I've reached this point, unfortunately there's no warp here, so I'll have to make my way all the way back down. But at least I know this is a save point. I'm just gonna head back. I guess I can show me giving Junpei the katana. And I'm gonna grind floor 27 a little bit. Obviously, I want to make sure that most of my party has their ultimate weapons going forward. It's also going to make, hopefully, the Reaper a little bit easier. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of off-camera stuff. Maybe before then, I can go into the Velvet Room and see if I can fuse anything. But first, let's just check out how, Whoa, whoa, whoa! Did you see that? Didn't happen that time. I'm a little bit scared now. Attack of the two-headed Junpei. That must happen if you mash through that too quickly. Okay, yeah, so that is 400 power plus 5 to all stats. Good. I mean, it's no plus 10 to all stats, but it's great. I'm gonna back away from you very slowly. Clearly, Aegis's time in the Abyss of Time is getting to her head and making her hallucinate two-headed Junpeis. That was something. I didn't expect that to happen. Maybe I should try mashing through dialogue more because I'd like to see more of that silly stuff. Anyway, let me just quickly check what I can make out of these personas that I just found. I have exactly the right level to get Susanoo. I can get Sibyl out of Trumpeter, but no, I don't want to do that. You're weak to Dark, though, which is a shame. But your stats are great all round. Brave Blade, Tetracon, Auto Maraku, Evil Smile. What can I pass down to you? I probably want Auto Maraku and maybe Maraku Unda. But I could also get Skaha, who is definitely a bit weaker. Or I could get Koryu, and I did want to give up Daisojo. Koryu has great endurance and no weaknesses. And starts out with Media Rahan. Now... If only I can get Samsara and Hammer Boost onto you. Okay, Samsara, Amrita, Mediarama, Hammer Boost. I don't really want Mediarama, but other than that, that's pretty much perfect. Apart from Null Charm. Null Charm would be good, but Amrita, I really like going into these later fights, and Samsara and Hammer Boost is kind of too good to pass up. Let's go with that. Null Dark would be great too, though. But I do have Homunculi to mitigate Dark, so it's not like I really need that on any persona that isn't weak to Dark itself. So, let's fuse the Golden Dragon. Koryu. Okay. That hard item, I believe, is immunity to Pierce. Or is it Slash? I know it's some physical immunity. I think it's Pierce. I know it's called Koryu's Scale. So, okay, Koryu will actually be a pretty good healing persona going into the later fights, although I forgot to pass down Growth 3, but that's probably fine. Odin plus Gabriel can give me Sibylle, meaning that I could potentially get Thunder Rain onto you. Thunder Rain, Bufudine, Elec Amp, not bad, but I would like, oh no, I need Spellmaster, that's... Although, doesn't Sibylle learn Spellmaster naturally? I think she does. I could be wrong about that, though. And even then, it would take a long time for her to actually get that. Thunder Rain, Growth 1, Elec Amp, that's... that'd normally be what I want, it's just that I really, really want Spellmaster. As I've said before in Reaper fights, do not attempt this Reaper strategy if you don't have Spellmaster, because then you have to just keep refilling your SP. But Growth 1, and I do feel like Sibylle learns Spellmaster naturally, but I feel like I won't get there by the time the game is over. Then again, with how hard it is to actually get Thunder Rain and Elec Amp, I'm gonna go for this. This could backfire on me, but I think this should be pretty decent. So now we have Sibylle. I could have made Thanatos from Odin in a triple spread, but I don't know, I don't particularly think Thanatos is the best Thunder Rain user. Now let me just quickly check who else I can make out of not much. I think for now that's all I can do. So, I'm just going to be off-camera grinding floor... Let me just quickly check with Fuuka what everyone's level is, but I'm going to be off-camera grinding floor 25 just to get more of those weapons. Okay, Yukari is 70, and she doesn't get Media Rahan for a while. 69... 68... 66. Yeah, Akihiko needs a lot more work. Ken needs a lot more work. Metis actually needs a little bit more too. Koromaru is okay for now. And Fuuka doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because she hasn't learned any more skills. So I'll be going back in, doing some more grinding, and getting some more items from floor 25. In the off chance that the level 99 Maya does show up, I'll see you for that. Yes! It showed up, it showed up, it showed up, it showed up! Only my third pass through this area, too. So, this is the Indolent Maya.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
It very well could kill me, but that wouldn't be that big of a deal because this is my third pass through this area, and I haven't really done much on this particular pass in the way of experience gain or finding items, so I'm totally okay if I die here. I just wanted to show this thing at least once. So, this is... Other than the Reaper, the most powerful enemy in the answer. What am I going to use here? I guess I could try out Sibylle. Let's go for Thunder Rain. Oh, I'm not at full SP. That could actually be really bad. Okay, that did barely anything. And that did barely anything. I've been waiting for this thing to show up too, but this thing is incredibly durable. Well, what attacks do a decent amount of damage. Please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Yeah, so it has Black Viper, which by the way is Satan's signature move.
It's strong against darkness.
So yeah, strong against everything and immune to instant death, and it's level 99. Not a lot of HP for a level 99 enemy. And the only thing that it can do is throw Satan's signature move at you. So, yeah. That is an enemy in the answer. And Sharp Student means it has a less of a chance of being critical by physical attacks, which doesn't matter if using Thunder Rain, because, they'll always critical anyway.
Just one enemy left.
Okay, I really, really don't want it hitting Igus with Black Viper. In fact... Koromaru. I want to put your buff up, and Akihiko, you should go to debuffing the, this thing. heal slash support. I don't actually have Medea Rahan on you. Koryu has Medea Rahan, right? Yes, yes, Koryu does. I'm actually going to go ahead and switch to this. It feels like I'll probably be able to take it out with all-out attacks, hopefully. But as you can see, all-out attacks are really the only reliable way of dealing damage. It takes barely any damage from everything else. But buffs and debuffs should be effective here. Primarily debuffs. And there's another Black Viper. Which did considerably less thanks to that attack debuff, which is good. And I'm just so glad that I healed Igus because I really didn't want her, getting hit by... Yeah, Black Viper probably could have killed her at that level of health she was. So, yeah, now Koromaru can go off heal slash support, you just do whatever. And I'm going to switch back to Sibylle. And just go for more Thunder Rain. Yeah, with our speed buff, we should be able to not miss this thing that often. It's also another one of those enemies they did a lot of cool things with the color palette on. I wish they did this more in the journey. Because there are some really unique looking enemies in the answer. And now he's getting Black Viper. Finally got to see the snake this time. Like, head on. That pair of yellow eyes from that sink. Immediately made me think of that. And at this point, we're pretty much doing the Reaper Light strategy. Yeah, Akihiko unfortunately has to be the one to knock it down because this thing is going third. So he's not going to be debuffing while we're doing this. Let's go off rush. Really? They can run? I had no idea it could do that. That was a giant anticlimax. Thank you, Atlas, for designing an enemy that is insanely difficult to find and can run. I don't know how much experience that thing's worth, because this is legitimately the first time I've ever seen that enemy. But I presume if it can run, it's worth a lot. But, wow, that's mean. That's really mean. So, I'm really sorry, but I doubt I'm actually going to show killing that thing, because just getting one to appear takes forever, so I'm fine with just showing it. But anyway, that is the Indolent Maya, the most powerful enemy in the answer besides the Reaper. So, at least you've seen it. Hi there, Igus's best leg armor in the game. I think I did read that rare chests containing that can show up on floor 24, but yeah. Igus legs V100, the ultimate prototype leg parts for Igus, evade elect high, which would normally be great, but in the answer, she's not always weak to electric, so yeah. They're only situationally useful here. Well, this trip through was kind of a bust. They only sell for 100,000 yen? Wow, that's a rip-off. That's kind of a jerk move to put them in the same chest that can potentially spawn ultimate weapons. Well, at least I can sell these three. I also like the descriptions of these. Shiny and black, shiny and white, shiny and red. We just found Mary's Resolve for Yukari. Plus 100 HP is kinda nice, but 400 attack is the best benefit. Now let's see what the other thing we find on this floor is. That actually looks pretty cool too. It almost seems like she shouldn't be able to draw a bow that big, but still pretty cool. Really? So while I was grinding, I decided to make Atropos because they're actually the best way I had of getting Mind Charge, and I want both Power Charge and Mind Charge going to the last few battles. So here, I have Mind Charge on Atropos. What's interesting is, by fusing you with a Baton, I can make Seth, who here is set to inherit Ragnarok and Mind Charge. And in one level, Seth learns Fire Amp. And I know this means getting rid of a Baton before he's got his hard item. I feel like I severely underestimated the amount of experience it would take to get a Baton maxed out, and I don't think I'm going to be getting a Baton's hard item before the end of the game. As you can see, a Baton still has 3 skills to learn, so no way am I doing that before the end. So I actually think I should probably just give up a Baton and go for Ragnarok Mind Charge Seth. That seems like a pretty good thing to do. Unfortunately, weakness to 1 instant death element is a little annoying. But now we have the ultimate Fire Dragon of Doom. And I guess I'll need to grind you until you get Fire Amp. But that's going to be helpful going into the later fights. Okay, Hellbiker, Kali, and Loki, 3 personas I don't want, gets me Attis. That's at least a new persona. I suppose I'll take those skills. Rakamdra is pretty terrible on a protagonist in this game, because it reduces your HP to 1, which is a situation you don't want the protagonist to be in for obvious reasons. And with that, the only unwanted persona I have is Neburos, and I don't think there's much I can make out of him, sadly. And I just found Excalibur, which is the ultimate weapon for one-handed swords. Plus 5 to all stats, that's definitely going on Mitsuru, and with that, I actually have all of the ultimate weapons for... With that, there's only one ultimate weapon I don't have for the party members that I want to bring to the final battles, and that would be Akihiko's, so... I may have to search through again until I find the ultimate fist weapon.
No weaknesses. Use all your power.
So, because I didn't show this earlier, this is the NAD Cyclopses scan. And it's one of the few times that Fuuka will use that line, because this thing has no weaknesses, but no immunities either. So, you want to use Light and Dark on this thing.
No.
Okay, you're going 4th. I think I can do this, so I shock it, Koromaru knocks it down, we all out attack, Yukari knocks it down, Yukari doesn't all-out attack, Reaper doesn't get a turn, Metis attacks. Okay, I think I can do this. So, I need to set everyone's tactics. Might as well put everyone on... Actually, Metis doesn't need to be on standby.
Leave it to me.
And now, moment of truth. Can I hit it enough with Thunder Rain with Sibylle?
Persona.
And if this actually does succeed, I'm going to be speeding this up because you've already seen me do this during the journey. It's pretty much the exact same method for the answer. Okay, Yukari does not all-out attack, and the Reaper doesn't get a turn. This continues until either we miss, or I guess runs out of SP. Either way, I have a major risk of dying. But everyone having their ultimate weapons should make this a little bit easier. At the very least, everyone I'm using in this fight has their ultimate weapons. And of course, the miss happened really, really early. But at least nobody here is weak to that. Okay, we've got the Reaper down a pretty decent amount of its health. First danger point is here. I need to use a Soma now to restore my SP and fully heal the party, because I feel like another barrage will probably kill us from this level of health that we're currently at. We had Auto Maraku at the start of the fight, we don't anymore, so thankfully I didn't miss any Thunder Rains until I had to use the Soma, which is good. I was hoping that would be the case, because now this makes things a little more safe, but I still have to survive one turn of the Reaper. Might as well put you on Rush, though. Thankfully, that one turn of the Reaper was it being an idiot, which is great. Some things never change. Even in Persona 5, the Reaper is still really stupid with using break skills when it should be attacking you. As tempting as it is to go for an all-out attack now, I'm not going to do it, because if it doesn't kill, we could potentially be in a very bad situation.
The enemies return to normal.
Better to be safe than sorry here. Now, oh, I was about to say if Metis actually finishes it, that would be cool, but no, she chose to use Power Charge instead, which isn't going to matter since the Reaper is probably going to die this turn, unless this Thunder Rain misses. No, it didn't, okay? This might finish it? Looks like it did. And there we go, the Reaper has been reaped in the answer. And what do we get from that? A ton of experience and not much else. So, yeah.
Yes!
Well, at least two of us leveled up out of it, but I guess fighting the Reaper like that can be an okay method of leveling up, but to be honest, grinding against the basic enemies here is probably a lot faster. So yeah, there is absolutely no reward other than just a bit of experience from defeating the Reaper in the answer. I just wanted to prove that it was actually possible. Hey Elizabeth, do you have anything to say now I've beaten the Reaper? No.